Reading a sentence out loud sounds like the easiest thing, and you could be asked to do in the entire test. And this is exactly why most of you lose marks here without even realizing this very petty thing. Let me tell you something right away before we go any further in the reading task. You are not being judged by your accent. You are being judged on whether you read every single word that is displayed in front of you on the screen at very smooth, steady pace without stopping halfway to correct yourself. And this is very important that how you choose the word and have the clarity. Most of the marks students lose here have nothing to do with pronunciation. They lose marks because for this small hesitation and a tiny pause in the wrong place. A word skipped without even noticing. Here is the problem. And if you treat reading and repeating section as the easy part of any test of this round and you do not practice them very specifically, one of two things will happen on the actual day. You will either rush through them out of your nervousness or you will freeze the moment you hear a slightly longer sentences in the repeat section. So both of these cost you real marks. In a part of test, most of you walk into without having any preparation at all. And here that I'm going to tell you. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Sangeeta Kumar and I have trained over 1 lakh professionals across India. And even I sit with my students after a low Versant score. These two rounds are very often where the damage happened quietly without letting them know that what is happening. And here is the second thing you need to know before you start practicing. In the repeat task, you hear the sentence only once and there is no replay button. So your ear needs to catch the whole sentence the very first time it plays. And this is very specific skill. It feels difficult right now, but it is something you can actually train in just a few days. And I am going to show you exactly how in a moment. So stay with me till the end because I am going to walk you through real practice sentences for both of these rounds. Read and repeat, listen and repeat section right here in this video. So if this channel is new to you, subscribe the channel and share it with your friends so that everyone can get the benefit out of this video. What is reading task actually wants from you in this section? A sentence appears on your screen and you read it very loud so that your ears can hear, and it can be done on your microphone. So it sounds very simple, but here is what system is really checking. Are you reading every word that is there at a steady and natural pace, or with small pause only where a comma or full stop would naturally fall, and no long gaps sitting in the middle of your sentences? So let's practice with a real sentence right now. Say this out loud with me at your normal everyday pace as you talk. Let's begin. The company expects all new employees to complete their training within the first month. Notice the small natural pause after employees and after training. This is exactly where the sentence structure allows you to breathe. Anywhere else in this sentence, keep your voice moving smoothly without stopping. So you can have a small inhale and then you go with the flow. And remember this one thing. Do not read faster because you think it will sound confident, and do not read slower because you feel unsure. So read it the same way you would read a message out loud or whatever your friends shares with you. Now the second section, the mistakes that quietly cost you marks. There are three mistakes seen again and again. And the first is skipping a small word like the or a, these articles. So simply because your eyes are moving faster than your mouth. And this happens more often than students like you think, especially when you are nervous. So the second is restarting the entire sentence. And the moment you stumble on one word, which actually costs you far more than the original stumble ever would have. And the third is reading in a flat, robotic tone because you are so focused on pronouncing each word correctly and that you forget your natural rhythm. So let's try a slightly longer sentence here. So you can catch this for yourself and say this once at a steady pace. Employees who consistently meet their monthly targets are considered first for internal promotions. Now think back. Did you drop any small word without realizing it? This is exactly the kind of slip the system is trained to catch. So here is your rule for today. If you stumble on one word while reading, do not stop and start the sentence over. Correct yourself quickly, and in the moment, you keep moving forward. Finishing smoothly matters far more than getting one perfect word. So this is very important to keep in your mind. So coming to the next section, number 3. Why repeat task feels harder than it actually in the task. You hear a sentence spoken to you once and then you have to repeat it exactly as you heard it. And there is no text on the screen just to help you out. So, this is testing your listening and your short term memory and your ability to reproduce what you heard clearly and correctly. It is not testing your ability to build your own sentence. And the biggest mistake I have come across with the students they make here is trying to memorize the sentence word by word, almost like a shopping list. So instead, try to catch the meaning of the whole sentence as one single idea. Because once you understand what was actually spoken, your brain will naturally reconstruct the words in the right order. Even if your memory of the exact sequence feels like shaking. Let's try this together. And imagine you hear this sentence just once. Like, let's see. The manager asked the team to submit their reports before the end of the day. Now, without looking back at it, say it loud from your memory, focusing on the meaning of what happened, not on memorizing each and every word is spoken here. So keep this thing in your mind while going forward. So listen for the meaning of the sentence, not just the individual words that inside to understand. Understanding what was said makes it far easier to repeat than trying to hold on to a string of separate words. So now coming forward to the next section, number 4. How to practice repeat with nothing, expect a little time. So you do not need any special app for this. Ask a friend or someone at home to read you a sentence once from a newspaper or a textbook or at a normal speaking pace, and then try repeating it back in immediately out loud. without looking at what was written or just going back what was spoken. Do this 5 to 10 sentences a day and slowly increase the length of the sentence as you get more comfortable. So here is another simple method. Play any short English video or audio clip, pause it right after one sentence and try repeating exactly what was said. So your imitation skill is very important, that how you imitate exactly the same what was spoken. And this trains your ears and your memory at the same time, and which is precisely what this task is measuring. So start with short, simple sentence and build up to longer ones over a few days. So jumping straight into long or complicated sentences will only build frustration in you. So it will not build the skills what you actually need and look for. So coming to the next is section 5, and it is very important to keep in mind what to do the moment you miss a word. This will happen with everyone at any point of time. So you miss one word right in the middle of a sentence during the repeat sentences, your instinct will be to stop, panic, or go completely silent. Do not do all. Instead, say the sentence as completely and as naturally as you can, filling the gap with your best guess based on the meaning, and keep your voice steady the entire time. An incomplete but confident, natural sounding attempt will always score better than a hesitant, broken attempt where you clearly got stuck. So the system is measuring your overall fluency in your sentence structure, not just whether you caught every single word perfectly. So remember this: if you miss a word, do not go silent. Keep your speaking naturally, go with your natural flow, complete the sentence as best you can, and keep your momentum going. Momentum matters more than catching every single word. So here is a hack, and you can keep it in your mind. I want to be very honest with you right now about something I see very often in you. Most of you spend almost all of your preparation time on the parts of the test that sounds harder, and you give almost no time to reading and repeating section because these two feel obvious, almost boring, and then your score comes back lower than what you expect. And when you sit down and look closely, it is exactly these two rounds where it happened. And these are not the rounds like read and repeat and listen and repeat that need your talent. It requires your repetition and your practice. A few days of short, focused practice on reading smoothly and repeating accurately will move your score more than almost anything else you could do in the same amount of time. The easiest looking parts of this test are often exactly where the most marks quietly disappear. Do not skip practicing these two rounds because they sound boring and simple. They are really very important to score higher. Reading and repeating sections are very important to score higher. So practice these two sections every day, and these two rounds stop being something to fear. So try the sentences from the video out loud right now and tell me in the comments how it went. I read every comment and I genuinely want to know where you found it easy and where you struggled. If this if this video has helped you see exactly how to practice these two rounds, so subscribe this channel right now because next video will cover two another rounds, and how it goes with how you speak, sentence builds, and story retelling. So see you there. So thank you so much, and that's all for the day. Thank you so much.